everybody, welcome back to Combat Carnage. Finally, it's been a while. Again, I took some time because I got bored, or whatever excuse I have this time. But we've got another episode for you, so yeah, let's get into it. And in today's episode, we have a mayhem, of course. Gemini vs. Wasp vs. Tiberius 4. We have a Robot Arena 2 All-Stars, Pussycat vs. Atomic 2 vs. Splinter vs. 367. And the challenge battle, Firestorm vs. M2. We review a request between Chaos 2 vs. El Diablo. And a Carnage Extreme 1 rematch. And this versus Ning 3 vs. Really Big Cheese. And first up is the viewer request, Chaos 2 vs. El Diablo. First is Chaos 2. With a weight of 66 grams, it's a rear hinge flipper, it's the Combat Carnage Series 1 runner-up, and a 2-time Global Wars champion. Other than the flipper, it has a large ground clearance around the sides and back, leaving an open spot for its opponents to get in and underneath and flip it over, or turn it over with their spinning weapons. And El Diablo is in the arena with them with a weight of 40 grams, which is a drum spinner. It's from the Comedy Central era of BattleBox. It has great traction across the arena with those tracks, of course, and also has a large ground clearance.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Straight in then into the middle arena, Chaos 2 with a mighty flip now into the CPZ, Sergeant Bash. Now going to get involved, hopefully at some point. He's in there now. Chaos 2 and El Diablo in that CPZ. Sergeant Bash I think has a hold. No, Chaos 2 flips out of the jaws. Sergeant Bash now. Getting his flamethrower in there. That's not going to be good for the internals. They're going to be getting hot. Hot now. Now, Sergeant Bash still has El Diablo in the claws and not able to get him free. Chaos 2 clearly wants to continue this fight, but Sergeant Bash wants to get his jaws in. He's let it go now, and Chaos 2 flips it away into the middle of the arena. Over the flame pit they go. Probably not going to bother any of them, but it's fine now. But Chaos 2 now is in the jaws of Sergeant Bash. Sergeant Bash has pushed himself up. Somehow Chaos is flipping out up on the arena sidewall. They cannot bring it down now to get away. Sergeant Bash holding in Chaos 2, but now they're free. The jaws just not big enough to fit in behind Chaos 2. The flipper again stuck on the arena wall. They try to close it now, lift themselves off the floor. In comes the Killer Lot now. This will be a bigger problem than Sergeant Bash. One of the biggest held ropes we have is now messing with Chaos 2. Trying to grab a hold now, Chaos 2. Use yourself right and get out of there, but El Diablo's in the way. They're struggling now. El Diablo smartly moves out of the way because the Killer Lot is there and he will take care of any problem you have. Now it's got a hold on Chaos 2. It looks like Chaos 2 is going to be going out here. El Diablo could be getting a free win here in cause of Killer Lot. It's over there in the wall. It's not going out though. Can't let go. But now Chaos 2 flipping away. Can he get out of there now? Yes, he can. Back behind El Diablo into the CPZ once again. Now El Diablo will be under attack now from the House Robots. Tried to get away but flipped back in once again. Chaos 2 nearly had to kill it up and over then. But no, he's fine. Back into the centre of the arena, across the arena floor. Over to the other side of the arena now. El Diablo is not moving. It isn't moving at all. I was going to say not very fast, but it's not moving at all. The tracks have popped up. They look like they've come out of place. Ref are now coming in for the count out. I think a lucky escape for George Francis here. They're outside the arena dangling by a thread, but El Diablo, I think, has just given out. The tracks obviously not fitted correctly, so Killalot's back in now, trying to across the arena floor. Trying to pick up El Diablo now and put them. Where's he going with them? Sergeant Bash comes in now. I don't think it's really necessary. I think Killalot's got it. I think it's going on the drop zone by the looks of that. Sergeant Bash helping out Killalot to try to get it off of the claws just so it'll stay there. And they've done it. They've sat it down. The drop zone is here and down. El Diablo now back into the CPZ. It didn't really matter anyway. The tracks have folded down again, so might work. It doesn't matter though. They've been counted out and they know it. They're just going to sit there. So Killalot now picking them up once again. Where's it going now? Onto the spinner? No, hasn't been activated. It's onto the arena flipper. We've got a massive globe that dropped down to them. That probably didn't help their troubles. I don't think they were going to go far with their troubles anyway. There it goes across the arena floor. Again, to the other CP's, other wall, I should say. I think it's seen all 4 walls of the arena. Chaos 2, another couple of flips. I think this is just punishment now. Is it going back on the drop zone? No, going around. Silent Bash trying to do something, I'm not entirely sure. Now it's on the spinner. I don't think the spinner works though. It's going to the pit now. Silent Bash with a hit into the button. The pit descends and El Diablo is out. Chaos 2 now taking on the house robots. Sergeant Bash now in major peril. That huge flipper of Chaos 2. But Killalot will not let anything happen to his mates. Chaos 2 has now been upended. That flipper now is going to be ineffective at that point. They wouldn't be able to shut it if it did rest there. So Killalot now I don't think is going to let you survive. Using the lance now. The claw again now. Sergeant Bash has been thrown up and over. Chaos 2 self-rights, but he's not in good shape at the minute. He's been squished into that CPZ now. They've won, but they've won the battle, but I don't think Killalot cares at all. It's going out now, and that's it. Chaos 2 outside the arena. El Diablo in the pit, and Killalot is gonna fondle Sergeant Bash in a corner apparently. Maybe trying to help him up, not very well. It nearly has it. He's gonna get it, and there it is. There you go. And that is it for our viewer suggestion. Chaos 2 vs El Diablo. Chaos 2 wins. After that flipping fantastic show from Chaos 2, El Diablo is out and gone. But of course, it means nothing. So that means we're on to our next fight, the Robot Wars Extreme 1 rematch. Hypnodisc versus Ming 3 versus We the Big Cheese.
Grab the seat of your chair and hold on. It's Robot Wars, and we're looking for some carnage today.
We go for the second rematch inside of Robot Arena 2.
3, 2,
Here we go then. Into the middle of the arena goes Hypnodisc, spinning up to speed now. Wheeler Big Cheese and Ming 3, they meet side by side, lengthways. Ming 3 takes the hit from the Hypnodisc. Hypnodisc backing off a little bit, seeing what they do to each other, not much, but no, there's a flip now from Wheeler Big Cheese. Ming 3 overturned and flipped, being bullied now by these two machines. They're avoiding each other, Hypnodisc and Wheeler Big Cheese. Maybe they sense that Ming 3 is a weak target. A little nick on the wheel for Wheeler Big Cheese from Hypnodisc, of course. Ming 3 now flipped the right way. Oh, a flip onto Hypnodisc now. I think the truce is off if they even had one to begin with. And again, Hypnodisc nearly stuck on its back from Wheeler Big Cheese. Self-rights now, spins up to speed once again. Wheeler Big Cheese trying to mount Ming 3 there. Ming 3 now on its side once again, flipped over. And over again. The disc of Hypnodisc into the claw, no damage yet. Wheeler Big Cheese now loses the wheel. They've lost the wheel, one wheel left on their wagon. Ming 3 still on its side. Smashed into by Hypnodisc over to the arena wall. Still unable to get up on its own means. Hypnodisc now is into there and it's tearing through the claw of Ming 3. There's pieces of it everywhere. More to come, I'd expect. Hypnodisc. The blade is shredding that Ming 3 claw. There is nothing left of it. Yet Wheelie Big Cheese continues to get into the action, or tries to at least. The flipper not doing much. Hypnodisc backing up for a huge charge there. No damage on that occasion. Hypnodisc now brings it in once again onto the claw. Redding it some more. Pieces litter the arena floor. Ming 3 smoking. Now turns away from... No. Changes their mind. And a wheel's gone. Ming 3 loses their first wheel. One wheel for each robot. That makes two. Never mind, there's one on Wheelie Big Cheese and that's all. Hypnodisc has their four, of course, but Wheelie Big Cheese has nothing at all. A shot from halfway down the arena to out of it. Wheelie Big Cheese is gone. Ming 3 not looking in any better shape whatsoever. No means of movement besides their feeble self-righting arms. Whacked across the arena floor once again to the top. Smoke billowing out from the motors now. The damage sustained is extraordinary. Sparks now. A short in the circuit. And Ming 3 is immobilized. Hypnodisc. Another destructive win, of course. It wouldn't be any other way, would it? And into the pit it goes. After another destructive win by Hypnodisc, it's time to talk about an upcoming event. Obviously not in this episode, but later in the series. The Annihilator, yes, we already have 4 robots ready to go into this Annihilator, and they are 259 from Heat A, Dandonkia from Heat B, Thermidor 2 from Heat C, and Supernova from Heat D, of course. Who will join them, we'll find out in this episode and the next. But for right now, in the present, we've got the first challenge bout challenge, Firestorm versus M2. M2 the challenger. First in, it's M2. With a weight of 80 grams, it's a rear hinge flipper of course. It's competed in Rover Wars Series 7. It's new to Combat Carnage, and the opponent can go window shopping through the polycarbonate sides. A barrel-shaped design means it can roll over and self-light from almost any angle, and the roll hoop on the back stops it from getting stuck. And the current challenge belt holder, Firestorm, with a weight of 57 grams. It's a front hinge flipper. It's been the Rover Wars bridesmaid for many a series. It's always third, never second or first. It's quick and agile and loves to wheelie. It gets underneath robots, flips them over and potentially out of the arena. So we'll have to see how it does.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go then, straight into the middle. They've taken a minute, let's get used to each other there. A flip from M2 onto Firestorm. Firestorm now on the back foot. With self-rights though, out of trouble for the minute. And now having a squabble there for a second. Another flip from M2. Firestorm self-rights once again. On the arena wall though. The centre of mass of that robot is round the back. They could be going out here. This could be the challenge belt leaders, or holder I should say. First barrel and they could be going out. Left button no gives them a nudge down. M2 wasn't going to do anything about it, but once again they're back on the attack. Something went rolling away from M2 there. Now into Matilda's CPZ. Firestorm needs to get out of there and get some points on the board. Either aggression or style or something. They're under pressure immensely here now. They've got two flippers in the corner with them. They need to get out of there as soon as they can. They've been self-guided by Matilda. She brings that flywheel tail into play there. But no swing back round. Another couple of flips on the back of a Firestorm. Nearly out of the arena there. Firestorm could be going out here. This is not a good showing for the challenge belt holder. This is their first battle. You've got to get going, lads. A wheel there looks loose on the bottom of Firestorm. They're under pressure immensely here. This is not how the challenge belt holder should be having their first battle. This should be relatively easy for them. M2 is putting a good showing here, but no. Firestorm's rolled them over. They're upside down, M2. Need to self-right. They're trying to, but Firestorm's keeping the pressure on them. They need to push them into the house rovers or something. No, M2 self-righted. Firestorm needs to keep that front end down and underneath M2, but no, M2 gets another flip in. Into the other CPZ now. Firestorm with an attempted self-right there. Growling comes now. They are under pressure. Firestorm is not doing well here. They need to shut that flipper and get away from Growler here, who is beating them into the arena sidewall. Not doing any favours for the internals of the robot at all. The challenge belt holder is now balancing up there. No, M2 a flip. It's out the arena, Firestorm. M2 will take the challenge belts. Firestorm, what a poor showing from them. Now Growler is having a go at M2. Get out of my CPZ, he's saying. Go celebrate your win somewhere else. And that's what M2 does. Leaves Growler alone. Good idea. Firestorm, what a poor showing. Usually a good machine. Good back and forth there, but M2 coming out on top. Firestorm has lost the challenge belt, and M2 is now the holder. 2 more fights and they get to keep it. Next up is the Robo Arena 2 All-Stars Pussycat vs Splinter vs Atomic 2 versus 3 Stakes to Heaven.
Grab the seat of your chair and hold on. It's Robot Wars, and we're looking for some carnage today.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go then. Splinter into the middle of the arena. Atomic gets a flip in on to Splinter now. Across the air, through the air. Pussycat now getting some good damage onto 3 Stakes to Heaven. Or no, actually, never mind. There's 3 Stakes to Heaven onto Atomic. Atomic now. There's little sparks there. They're smoking. A spike's come off of Splinter 2. 3 Stakes to Heaven all in one big pile now. Pussycat getting that disc in onto Splinter. They've faced each other before in an Annihilator at some point. Now, oh, the front of Splinter's come off. There's a spike behind 3 Stakes to Heaven. I don't know if it's theirs or what. There goes another one. That was the axe heads off of Splinter's side. Splinter taking an amazing amount of damage actually. Isn't doing much. Now they've got all 3 axe heads. On every single arm that they had an axe, there goes a wheel! The wheel's just come out. The damage is amazing on this. 3 Stakes to Heaven and Pussycat doing the most. They're actively avoiding each other out there. They've teamed up. I could sense that this was going to happen from an earlier battle. Splinter is bearing the brunt of their teamwork. Both of them little discs. Maybe they decided they couldn't do enough damage on their own, so they've got to team up. Who knows? They'll have to face each other eventually. Or maybe it's up for chance. In underneath Splinter now, they're smoking. I heard some sparks as well. Cutting through cables, Pussycat and 3 Stakes. The flipper goes now. Pussycat gets punishment for teaming up, but now comes in once again. Splinter folded over in a wall. Outer there. From a well good charge there from Pussycat. Now they're stuck in some awkward dance, the teammate dance I'd assume. Strapped to each other's sides, getting the discs in now. 3 Stakes to Heaven, sent through the air. Maybe the force of Pussycat's blade. Never mind, it's not happening anymore. And what's happened there? We've got 3 Stakes to Heaven through the floor and Pussycat out. Lost the blade in the process. And 3 Stakes to Heaven just Wow, they go through the floor. They also weapon 2, I think. Is that behind them? Pussycat and 367 goes through. But that was a battle of many confusing and mysterious parts. After that big old smash, Pussycat and 367 are seen through to the next round. And to finish it off, we have the Mayhem Gemini vs Tiberius 4 vs Wasp for a place in the Annihilator. First up is Wasp with a weight of 70 grams. It's a vertical spinner, plainly obvious. It's a newcomer to the arena, has an untested self-rider and a nervous driver. And the second robot in this Annihilator, Tiberius 4 with a weight of 84 grams. It's a vertical crusher, of course. It's also a newcomer to the arena, has an untested self-rider and looks like a swab. Hopefully it's not too cute and fluffy though and does some damage. And last but not least is Gemini, the first cluster bot in Combat Carnage. With a combined weight of 82 grams, it weighs 41 grams each part. It's a group of flippers, of course, it's a cluster bots, they got one each. They are seasoned Robot Wars competitors, and only one part has to be defeated before it goes out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Gemini splits immediately now into the centre arena they all go. Tiberius 4 in behind Wasp was, but now it's gone. Wasp spins up the blade a little bit. A little nick onto Tiberius. Tiberius now has a hold onto Wasp. Gemini now round either side of Wasp, they turn it over. Gemini trying to get over that little lip on the floor. Up goes Wasp once again, it flew. Tiberius now is changing their attention on to one of the Gemini twins. It's getting its beak into it now. There's a hole into the side of Gemini now. The other cluster bot gets into the action, trying to protect its brother, of course. Wasp up to speed now. Now trying to get a hold of the Gemini twins. They are smaller, so they're harder to get a hold of, but also not that cumbersome. And again, Tiberius is trying to get another hold onto one of the twins. And they do. They're going into another side of it. But no, it just tips back. Doesn't actually get penetrated. Wasp now getting some hits onto the underside of the other Gemini twin. Obviously, there's 4 robots in this now, so they've got a lot more work to do. Down goes the pit. Obviously, Tiberius pushed one of the twins into it. A flipper of Gemini fires, trying to get Tiberius away. But no, that crusher is persistent, and now it's getting in some more damage. Wasp hits again. Gemini uprighted now. They're still alive, and they're still fighting. Tiberius and Wasp, they're not attacking each other. They're trying to get out of that little lip again. The arena floor is uneven. And now Gemini, another flip onto Wasp. Up it goes. The power of 2 flippers instead of 1 is immense. Now Wasp has that self-lighter down, but it's in the way more than anything. The front wedge look is trying to come off of Wasp. I saw that. And there it goes. Don't know how that happened actually. Just sort of fell off, if I'm honest. And now Gemini, a single twin getting in some flips. Into Mr. Psycho's corner, but in other words, there's Tiberius going through the shell of Gemini. That crusher is doing immense damage there. Oh, look at it bend and buckle and squelch out of the way. Gemini is in trouble here, they're being picked on, but so is Wasp. Wasp is in more trouble than I would say, the twins. And now it's getting picked on by Mr. Psycho. One of the twins is still on the side of the arena sidewall. They seem to be struggling. I think Gemini might be out if this continues. Wasp is in the jaws, in the claw of Mr. Psycho, who lets it go. I was fully expecting them to go over the side of the arena. But no, they're back into the battle. But Gemini is still in trouble here. Its twin is trying to get the other one off the arena wall, but Tiberius sits in the way. It rolls over though and brings it back into the battle. Why would you do that? Wasp and Tiberius are still fighting. So is Gemini, which I'm surprised, because Tiberius 4 really just brought them back in. But Tiberius, oh, look at that, the jaw, that crushing claw, or whatever you want to call it, is bent and buckled. That is doing no more damage. And Tiberius, I don't think will be going much further. Won't be doing any more damage anyway. Into Mr. Psycho's CPZ, or just outside it, he can reach there. Oh, the arm's got him now, he's been lifted up. Mr. Psycho is now looking to put Tiberius out of the arena. Meanwhile, Shunt is taking care of Gemini. They're long gone. Counted out, or not even counted out, but they've been immobilized for too long. And Shunt now bringing in the axe and pushing it down the hole. Gemini out, and I think Tiberius will be following suit. Not in the pit, of course, but out of the arena. Mr. Psycho being nice to Wasp, not throwing them out earlier, but doing the throwing out to Tiberius. There's bits of Wasp all over the arena floor. But, however, Tiberius took the main damage and was thrown out of the arena, and Gemini was pitted. So Wasp continues to the Annihilator. That's another vertical spinner in there. So it'll be pretty damaging, I'm sure. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode. Yeah, tell me what you thought about it in the comments. And obviously it takes me a while to make every one of these episodes, so thank you for sticking with it, really. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Like, comment and subscribe if you want. Don't have to, of course. And I'll see you all in the next episode.
Please remember, building robots is dangerous and shouldn't be attempted without great care. For more information, or if you'd like to build a robot, you must first join the Robot Wars Club. Send a cheque or postal order for £12.95 to Robot Wars London, W1A3AR. If you build a qualifying robot, your membership fee will be refunded. For more information, or if you'd like to come and see the amazing spectacle of Robot Wars being recorded live, call our hotline or visit our website.